TV. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rody. I'm here with my kinfolk Nesto.
What's good, y'all?
Yo, y'all, we are doing the freaking interview for the album that we've been waiting for, man. The album is Jay-Z's, what's this, the 13th album? 13th album, man. 13th. Titled 444. Let's get it. Alright guys, what's going on, y'all? We're about to get this interview slash just talk discussion about the album going on. So it's not going to be really more of an album review, it's just more of our thoughts, because really off top we enjoy the album, hands down. Yeah. We enjoy it, so we're going to kind of go through each song and just give our opinions and thoughts on what he was coming from, and just the overall landscape of it. So for the first song we got was Kill Jay-Z. What you think about Kill Jay-Z as far as the album, starting the song, first song going?
I think it's the perfect intro because he come on, talk, like, he pretty much answer all of the questions, like why he's been going, like what he's been going through, because last album, Magna Carta, yeah, he pretty much was still like stuck in that, like, do I want to go to a older audience, like, or do I want to, you know,
to the young audience
and introduce them to my sound?
Exactly.
And I feel like this intro, he was like, look, this is how I'm feeling right now. You know, you can either like it or love it.
Exactly.
You know, this is all the issues that y'all know about, and y'all about to get my take in this album. It's like, this is what you're about to get from this album. I'm about to talk about, you know, what happened between me and my wife. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about what happened between me and Kanye. This is what I'm gonna talk about.
On some grown man stuff. Exactly. Yeah, because he definitely removed, if y'all didn't know, he had the hyphen removed on his last album. And then specifically on this title, it's J, no hyphen Z. So he's pretty much saying, yo, kill Jay-Z. That's a good just point. What he was talking about, saying, yo, last album, I was really just kind of talking about being right in the middle, not sure which way I'm going to go. And this is really setting up the album, saying, yo, I'm Jay-Z, grown-ass man, damn near 50 years old. I'm going to give y'all my ideas, what I'm doing as a multi-millionaire and as a family man who makes mistakes, who has my faults, but also somebody who still talk that shit as it needs to happen. So it's a dope way to start the album, in my opinion. Kill Jay-Z. It's pretty quick. A lot of these songs is quick. It's not. They're not too long. I think it may be 2 or so out of songs that may be past like 3.5 minutes.
And it set the tone for like the type of production that you're gonna get throughout the album.
No ID.
No. If you familiar with his sound, you know he like soulful, but he's not really sample driven. Like he can create a sample, but you're gonna get his sound, and it's still gonna be like a soulful, more mature production. And that was the perfect intro. Like, this is the sound of the album.
And it fits well for Jay-Z because he being a grown man. You get that grown man sound. Like, you're not no Metro Boomin, nobody with a lot of different hits and sounds. Like, you get somebody who knows how to put together a song and knows how to put together an album, like compose it.
It's like,
not just pushing not just pushing sounds on MPC. It's actually composing an album, and it fits well with somebody who just goes in the studio and raps off top of the dome. And that's something he actually mentions later on in the album. Is like, yo, I won, what was it, the penmanship of the, what's the fucking the award, what's that award that he just got?
Songwriter,
like the Songwriter Hall of Fame, Songwriter Hall of Fame, without writing any words. Like, that's the craziest thing. So it's just dope that he has somebody who fits his mold to make the beats and have him come through and just write the rhymes. And that kind of goes into one of my favorite songs, Bam. Like, I love Bam just off the sample. Now, the sample is just some old kind of reggae shit. Like, what was the name of the lady? What was her name? I'm trying to make sure I get it right. What's that lady's name? Because
I don't know her name to save my life.
Sister Nanny. That's her name. It's like, bum, bum, be-dum, bum, bum. That lady, that's one of my favorite samples. But I really like that song mainly because he's just saying, fuck all the petty Sean Carter shit, like the pretty Sean Carter shit. I'm still gonna talk my shit, but I'm still grown. Like, even though in the first song he was talking about, yo, I'm making a statement like, this is the lane I'm gonna be rapping in.
Exactly.
Don't get it fucked up. I still can rap circles around you niggas. And even though I'm Sean Carter, the businessman, I can still fuck y'all up as Jay-Z shit. And I like that song, and just kind of setting it up.
The placement is perfect. It's like, all right, I've been giving you this, you know, like, I'm giving you this grown man talk, I'm putting you on game, but listen. Listen. All this pretty Sean Carter shit. Hov still give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's back on his braggadocious stuff. He let you know he still brag, but he brag different.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
It is fit because he was talking also kind of bigging up his team, like his boy Emery, who had been in jail for the longest. He said, yo, Emery came from the bed and he passed y'all niggas up.
Yeah, exactly.
And my man Ty, he jumping over y'all niggas and he 5'4". Like, he's just saying, yo, we're doing business that y'all say y'all doing, but y'all not really doing it like we doing it.
We bragging
different over here. So I think it's just dope, man. It's probably a lot of this stuff fly over people's heads. So you got to really listen to this album constantly to kind of catch the things. And that's what Jay-Z normally, like, you can't act like you're going to listen to the album and catch everything he's talking about. Exactly. He's always going to hit you with a double entendre or a triple if that and keep shit flowing. So I think that was great for him to start the album off with those 2 songs and then kind of going into Moonlight, which I think is one of the coolest songs on the album, just with the play on words. Now, if you don't know, the Academy... Pause.
How you got it on your iTunes?
Oh, come on, baby. I get the shit. I'm gonna get the music, baby. I'm gonna get the music. I'm gonna get the music, man.
Okay, word.
All right, well, you know what? Then do you want to just go in the order? If that's the order?
Yeah, that's you get the
all
story.
Right, let's go to Story OJ. Yeah, I like Story of OJ. You tell me what you think about Story of OJ, because I really like. This is kind of some low key shit. This is some low key.
The first thing that came to mind, of course, is the title, and then like just the beat, the tone. It put me back in the mind state of when I was watching the documentary OJ Made in America.
Yeah.
It's like it puts you in that, like, you already know like the stance that Jay-Z have on OJ's situation. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it just puts you back in that mind state. Like, even though he was this great man, he still had some issues with the man that he was, as far as him being an African American man and trying to appease to the white people that he was around all the time, based on his success. Yeah. And it just, like, the way the beat come in, it just puts you in that mind state. So that's what, like, the feeling I got just hearing it, like, as soon as the beat come in.
And the dope thing about it is the hook that he used when he's saying light nigga, dark nigga, or the field nigga, house nigga. Like, no matter what you title yourself as, you still a nigga.
Still a nigga.
No matter what you say, and OJ be like, I'm not light skinned or dark, I'm OJ. Nigga, no, you still a nigga. Regardless of what you think you are, if you a house nigga like OJ, like, you still a nigga. People gonna have their opinions of you, how you feel. And I love the way Jay-Z, like, I text you this, I said, yo, Jay-Z just said, okay, like that's like the most normal, like, nonchalant, like, nigga, you say what you want to say, but
like,
okay. So it was dope. I really like that story, and that kind of go back to Jay-Z being able to paint a picture without really putting it broadly out there for you. You got to kind of dig deep, and a lot of this album requires you to do a little bit of research, like dig a little bit, learn some shit, and that's what's cool. Because, and the sad part is a lot of people feel upset that he is making people feel like they don't know shit, but nah, he's actually trying to educate you.
He said like,
he's educating you. Like, you supposed to feel like somebody should go to you.
$1 million worth of game for $9.99.
Like, that's impossible to feel like somebody is belittling you when they're giving you information. Say, yo, look this up. You never heard of this, but look this up. This is good information. So it's just dope, man. That's just kind of going back.
And this song also, like, set the tone as far as, like, oh, trust and believe, I'm gonna be giving you game during this album.
Yeah, don't think I'm not.
Because it wasn't just all about OJ. Like, he was dropping some real jewels. And this is one of the songs on the album where you get so many lessons in a matter of like 3 minutes. It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. If you really listen, like, he talking about buying art and how a couple years later it's worth more.
You want to give it to his kids.
Financial freedom is like when you live. Okay, cool, you got money, but you don't wanna live rich and die broke, like he said.
Exactly.
You wanna have something to give to your kids.
Yeah,
like, I can't wait to get this shit to my children. Like, those are lessons. You know what I'm saying? We don't always think about that. We always thinking about today.
Yeah, and not planning for the future.
He telling you, you know what? Like, get your money now, but invest in the future for your kids, because they the ones that's gonna carry your name in the long run. Appreciate that, Hov.
Hey. Hov's always dropping jewels for us, man.
Word.
But it make you see me smile. It kind of go into the next track, which is called Smile. And me personally, I feel like this is Jay-Z's best flow on the album. It's at about like the 2-minute mark. That nigga just goes. Like, his articulation, the way he's putting the words together. Mind you, he's not writing this down. It's just off the top of the head. To hear him rap like that is amazing to me, especially as somebody who's damn near 50 years old.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to hear him just rapping and not talking crazy like most of the songs that we may hear. Yes, we do have people like Kendrick, J. Cole, who out there are rapping with intellect that are actually saying something, but hearing somebody that say something that requires us to think a little bit deeper and still be on tempo and make you be like, oh my God, what did he just say? I mean, he ahead of his time, still being that nigga from Marcy Projects. Like, I love Smile. I love Smile. And it's a dope beat.
And Smile, it's one. I want to say it's his most vulnerable song on the album, but it's one of his most vulnerable songs on the album, based on the fact that I think none of us, I think you would agree, nobody knew that his mom was actually a lesbian.
Hell no.
You know what
he
I'm
said
saying?
Mom was a lesbian, pretending that she was a lesbian. She's an actress. Yeah, people think actresses and actors back in the day, they a little weird. Let them do what they do. This nigga said my mom was a lesbian, and he'd be in the closet while she doing her thing or popping pills and shit. Like, that's crazy. Like, but again, you learn something after 13 albums. We still learning more stuff about this dude.
Exactly.
Never knew that. Never knew that.
And he's showing that he's learning himself. Like, even at 50 years old, you still learning. You know what? I don't care as long as you in love. I don't care if it's a him or her. He like, you know what, Mom? I was wrong. Like, I don't care at this point. You know what I mean? And we in a time in the world where, you know, of course it's more acceptable, but for him, like at his stage in hip hop, this is big. That was a moment for him to bring that to the forefront for his fans, and I appreciate that. But that second verse, like you said, like
he was running. It's nice to hear a rapper run like that, man. Just like let him go. And again, it kind of go back to No ID, making a beat that fits the style that he's portraying. Like, yes, we all know Jay got the quick flow. He can hit him with that quick flow like Chicago style. But hearing him just kind of stay in pocket and just keep on going, it's like, damn.
Word.
it's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah,
but
one of my favorite songs on the album too.
Yeah. Yep. Smile is definitely up there, and it is, again, like you said, one of his most vulnerable songs on there. It's another one that's more vulnerable. We're gonna get to that. But this is damn near, this is close second. Word. And the next song is actually Caught Their Eyes?
Yeah, Caught Their Eyes.
Now,
with Frank Ocean.
Yeah. Now, you know the crazy thing is, when I was listening to the song, I immediately thought it was Jeezy on the hook.
Word.
Immediately. Even though I was reading, I was like, oh, that's Frank Ocean. But I felt like it was like Jeezy talking for some odd reason, and I know maybe that's just me.
Who I thought it was Chance.
Really?
I thought it was Chance.
Because it was such a weird, it was such a weird voice, but then when they said it was Frank Ocean, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because it was just a weird voice, and the cadence and stuff sounded just real different. But I liked it. I liked it. I like one of the lines he said. I mean, I could see his side eyes with my eyes closed. Like you always watching. Even when you may be doing something in front of me, I'm always watching you, regardless of what you're talking about. So this is one of the coolest songs just to kind of listen throughout the album. So I enjoyed Caught Their Eyes.
It's one of the better productions where, you know, it's something I think that a younger audience would appreciate just based on the production. Like, this was produced really well, and Hov ride the beat real well too. And of course, like the rest of the album, the tone, he giving you jewels. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch your back. Everything ain't always what it seems. Like, that's what I love about Hov. Like, he can give you jewels in like a dance record. He can give you jewels in a serious record. You know what I'm saying? So this is, I say it's a standout for like the wide spectrum on the album.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The next song that goes into is 444.
The title track.
The title track of the entire album. And I think this is the most like influential song throughout the album as far as for Hov, what he's talking about.
I would agree.
I think most of the headlines y'all see about this album pretty much refers to this track in general, because if you obviously Beyonce came out with Lemonade and she was throwing out the allegations of cheating, infidelity, all that good stuff. Well, damn, this shit confirms it, and it's dope to hear a grown man admit his wrongdoing, as well as I'm still not perfect. Like I know I was wrong. I'm trying to get better, but damn it, it's hard. And I don't want to lose you. Shit, your sister had your back. Like, shit, my pride was getting in the way. Like, it's very good to hear somebody give their opinion on what they did wrong and trying to fix it. And it just kind of, it ties together everything. I mean, hey, everybody's relationship ain't perfect, but hearing Hov just kind of explain himself and say, I'm doing my best I can. Was this the song he's talking about? The cake, he's trying, it'd be horrible if, the cake that my daughter sees me in goes away. Like, I'm not the superhero no more. Like, it's a great song. It's a great song.
And that's what hit home with this record to me the most, being that, I'm a parent of a little girl. You're about to be a parent of a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that. But I think, and he's been criticized for this in the past, his past projects, where, like, of course he can wrap circles around you, but you wouldn't get that emotion out of him. Like, you can like hear the like sorrow. You can hear the sadness. And you can hear the apologetic tone in his voice when he's rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's a letter to Beyonce.
Yeah, and he's going down memory lane, like the first time, like, you know, he didn't want to really make it official, but he wanted his cake and to eat it too.
Yeah.
You know, saying that she matured faster than him. And that's relatable to, I think, most men. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, you know, when we're younger, we want our cake and eat it too. Whereas women, like, whereas women with relationships, they're light years ahead of us for some reason. You know, we'll never find that out. But yeah, this song, like, he really like bought it around 360, like just making that connection from Lemonade to 444. And I thought it was dope that he made the track exactly 4 minutes 44 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, named the song 444. He woke up at 4:44 in the morning and wrote this song.
And to be able to make that song exactly that amount of time and it still like fit, that's impressive. I mean, but again, we putting all the praise to Jay-Z on this, but it's definitely impressive for the production to be able to make a beat that again fits the tone that he's trying to portray. For Jay-Z to still pen an album like this that he didn't pen, like it's just off the top of the dome, and it just goes to just being a more heartfelt album, like coming from. Just like, I mean, you talking to somebody, you pouring your heart out, it's easy to tell them how you feel because, yo, this is the truth. You ain't got to think about it and pause, so he's just letting it all be known. And I think it's a dope, man. This is one of the songs.
What's funny is I just, like, literally just thought about this right now. Like, it's kind of like you got a younger Jay-Z and where his mind is in Song Cry. And then if you listen to this song, it's like the Jay-Z of 2017, like, all right, I'm off of that. Look, I apologize. I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that he's like. We never had this in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like grown, like a grown man. See them
grow throughout time. Like you went to see him as a young man being. It's evolution. It's definitely a dope evolution to be able to see. Now, I think that's why it resonates with more older guys like us who damn near 30. That be able to see like, yo, that's my mindset now. It's like, yo, I got family. I have priorities. I'm trying to do well and grow and support. I do have faults, but I'm still also trying to be successful. Having somebody paint that picture for everybody to see, like, yo, that's what I feel. It's great. Exactly. And again, I just kind of go back to Jay-Z being the type of person that is able to gather all the emotions that we have and put it in the song form. And No ID able to make it, you know, holding his hand and say, yo, this is how it's going to sound.
Exactly.
It's great. It's great. So that kind of also since that is speaking on Beyonce, it also kind of goes well into the next song, which she is having heavy vocals on, which is Family Feud. And I just love the name of the song, period, because everybody, if you see Jay-Z and then see Family Feud, you're like, oh shit, it's the elevator. What happened to the elevator? Like, what the fuck was going on? So it's dope to hear him still kind of tie into the last song, giving off his opinion on what he did wrong, and still has Beyonce in the background singing her ass out. Like, she sound really, really good in the back, and you can't really tell it's her, but you can kind of tell, because you know her voice. She got a unique voice, and as the song goes on, her voice gets stronger, to where the point, oh yeah, that's Beyonce. So it's dope to see that she's in the song, like, supporting him coming open and saying, yo, this is my fault. This is what I did wrong. And, you know, I'm here just putting it all out here for y'all to know. Yeah, and my wife still supporting me. So I love it. The song plays, the track listing on this shit is great.
Yeah, like this song, I say this is like my favorite song as far as production. Like, this beat is bananas. Like, No ID did it again.
That boy did a damn good job on this album.
And like, if you listen to the song, like, I think it's another double entendre in the title itself. He talking about no one wins when the family feuds. You know, you hear him talk about, you know,
what's better than one billionaire, two, like, what's saying, it's nothing better than having the same hue as you. Like, black owned business. Like, it's support, like, he putting that out there, like, yo, we got a lot of power.
He even give the young rappers a shout out too, like,
yeah, like Tupac, like yo, Tupac had a nose ring, man.
Too. Nobody wins when the family feuds. Like, why us is older dudes, like,
always shitting on these young niggas, you know, for doing, like, what they doing?
Come on now.
We all had weird, like, it's plenty of pictures, like, going back in time, you can see a lot of these older black dudes that used to dress crazy, but that's what they did that's what their time was. That's how it made them happy. Let the kids do what they want to do. They ain't out there killing nobody in the streets. Let them niggas dress how they want to do. If you want to wear a blouse, wear a blouse. The Tupac had a nose ring. Niggas thought that was crazy. Thug Life still tatted on his chest. He was still that nigga. So, at the end of the day, Family Feud is a great song to just like, yo. And it's not just talking about his family. Family as in hip-hop. Like, us as a whole. Like, yo, don't diss these little niggas. Those are your little brothers.
Exactly.
Uplift them. Show them niggas how they should be. If that's what they want to do, we'll coach them along. So now when it's 5 years down the line, they polished up and they know what the hell's going on. So, yeah. I think Family Feud fits well.
One more lesson in this song. One of my favorite lines from this album. There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. I'm cute.
Hey,
I'm cute. I love that line right there.
Hey,
man.
that shit real. That shit real. When I got $1 billion, motherfucker, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room.
For real, that's a lesson, man.
That's real.
Hey,
I'm cute. I'm a billionaire. How many zeros you got in your account? Hey,
word.
That shit real. And that's dope because that goes to the next song, kind of Moonlight, which, again, we talked about Bam earlier, and this is Moonlight that goes following it. Moonlight is a play on, like, not so much a play on words, but kind of the scenario what happened with the Academy Awards where Moonlight was sort of snubbed by La La Land, and that's what Jay-Z is playing on in the hook. Pretty much like saying, yo, even when we win, we lose. Like, we did all the work, but somebody else, again, quote unquote, the white people, get the praise and the accolades for the hard work that we did, no matter how much hard work we put in. And I feel like this is one of my favorite hooks just because it's real low. You don't really hear Jay-Z sing that much, do nothing that's melodic, like la la la. Like and of course the fucking hook. Like, I mean the sample. He fucking sampled Lauryn Hill. Like, you can't get better than that. Like, you sampled Lauryn Hill, and immediately when I heard this, I automatically think back to the last person that sampled this, which I think it was Nas. Nas. Also, Rick Ross and Wayne sampled it on his like 2 or 3 albums ago. It's such a great kind of like hard beat, but it's smooth.
Exactly. So many people sampled this song, and he did it justice.
You can fuck this beat up because it's easy to get on like, oh, this is dope, but you got to bring something to it.
Word. He
brought something to it on this one. Moonlight is dope. I love Moonlight.
Yeah, what I like about Moonlight is in the beginning when he started rapping, it's like he playing on, like, a lot of people don't realize this, yo, but Jay-Z is a troll, yo. Jay-Z is a troll. Like, he playing like how most rappers come on a song like, you know, I'm in the skirt with you. He like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm in the skirt. He like, cool story. All right, let me go in for real now. You know, like, I'm not about to be on the regular stuff. All right. Yeah. Then he really go in, but that I don't think a lot of people caught that in the beginning. Like, he's trolling a lot of these rappers out here in the beginning of that song.
Like that, yeah.
I'm in the skirt. How many times you heard that from a rapper?
Hey,
I'm in the drop with your bitch. He like, all right, yeah, right, cool story, but let me go in for real.
And he also had a dope line that, again, it's never going to stop. Everybody love to go on Instagram and post everything that they're doing, whether it's guns, drugs, who they with, what they got going on. He's like, yo, you giving all the info to the pork, that's the sauce. Like, you literally telling people what you're doing wrong. Like, everybody love to go on Instagram, show they got the guns and stuff. I think, but people, you think the police officers is not watching you, like, seeing what you doing illegal shit like that? So, again, that's just I'm saying, yo, be smart. Yeah. Y'all doing stupid stuff like y'all out here just willingly arrest me. Like, don't do that. Just be smart. Exactly. But again, that's just Hov just trying to educate him. It's like he the father figure of hip hop.
More jewels.
He's just passing jewels, trying to hold your hand and say, listen, man, this is the path you want to take. You can do that. I did that. I made it safe, but you ain't got to.
Word.
And he's trying to, you know, pass that knowledge on to y'all. But if you listen, you in our position, we'll be doing all right. If you're not, like, hey, well.
Hey, more power to you.
More power to you. That's just how it is. And then the last song of the entire album, which has been a great playthrough, is Marcy Me, which, again, Jay-Z, coming from the Marcy Projects, Bedford Style, that's it's a dope song. It's kind of like him reminiscing back to what it was before it is now. I mean, if you listen to the podcast, Joe Budden podcast, where I know Nesto does too, they've mentioned a few times that the Marcy Projects is now kind of like a middle class neighborhood. Like, it's up and coming. It's the place to be. But back in the day, from Jay-Z said, yo, niggas was on the top of the buildings busting guns. Like, you know, we was out there getting it. And he's reminiscing, but not in a proud way saying, oh, I wish it was the same way. But just saying, yo, this is where I came from.
And you come from it too.
You come from it too, and you can do well. Like, don't go to, it was a line there saying, like, yo, don't go to you in the projects trying to live for the project, but your mom's written the place out. Like, why don't you try to buy it and make it profitable for the city? Like, and he talks about that a lot now. I'm like, yo, do something that's productive for everybody and not just, you know, make yourself look like an ass. So I think Marcy Me is a dope song.
Yeah, Marcy Me is dope. I like the production. This another production standout for me.
Yeah.
And I was born in New York, so like just hearing him rap about Marcy Projects and the city in a whole, it just bring you home. Like, excuse me, I know this is one standout for the people that in New York that been fans since day one, especially Marcy Projects. You know what I mean? So this is like a perfect way to, I guess you could say, close out the album. You know, but the thing that stands out with this song to me the most is that at the end of the song he talking about his growth, you know what I'm saying? And the way like the beat changed like to kind of symbolize his growth.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got I think that's Dream singing.
Yes.
It sound like
it's Dream. It's a Dream. Yeah.
It's just perfect. Like it go from like, you know, like a New York City like, you know, like the hood beat, and then it just get like mellow, like jazzy, like it's like you could picture him like leaving the hood and putting on that suit, you know, to conduct business. Yeah. So that's what I like about this song.
And Jay-Z's done a good job throughout this entire album, just showing you where he came from and where he is now. It's almost it goes well in the accordance of his album. Like this may be one of those top albums for Jay-Z as far as for growth. Like being able to hear him. Like if you go back to listen to Reasonable Doubt and then listen to this, you'll know. I mean, this is amazing growth that he's had over this time span. And hearing him rap about his family, about his shortcomings, about his success, about business deals that he's missed out on, from $1 million building that he could have bought and now it's worth $20 million. He's like, damn. So all these different things, it just kind of go back. You can even put that in your own perspective as, you know, regular dudes. It's like, yo, I have all these opportunities in front of me. I can take them. You know, I can be supportive of my family, or I can, you know, fuck it off. But he's just giving you these jewels. Like, man, this is nothing but jewels in this album. And 444 is definitely a solid album that I can't wait to continue to listen to and just hear more and more things. It was also, I couldn't remember what song it was, but he was talking, it was something called Afrotech. And it's a freaking, it's like a convention for black entrepreneurs in California for technology. He said that's the new thing that we have, and now the government's trying to take that from us. I never even heard of Afrotech, but obviously they do it every year, and they invite 20 different entrepreneurs from the city of I think it's called Los Angeles, and they come and showcase new projects that they making and new technology and shit. Like I never even heard of that. So now he's again Jay-Z teaching you shit. I wasn't looking that shit up, but now I know. And I'm telling y'all, that's just the kind of cool shit that you get from this album. It's a lot of jewels, a lot of knowledge, and I just appreciate it. I can't wait to listen to it more.
Got one more song.
Oh shit, tell me, cause
you ain't
I missed it, man, because I went down this motherfucking list. I was like, all right, cool, that's it. Yeah, man. I said Legacy. God damn it, with Blue Ivy.
Legacy. Yeah.
Legacy. Yo, talk to me about Legacy, because that's the one with Afrotech.
Yeah,
that's the exact same song. So it's perfect motherfucking time. Afrotech was on Legacy.
Was dope about Legacy, and I'm pretty sure like everybody picked up on it. It's like his will to Blue Ivy. Like Blue Ivy come on, say, "Daddy, what's a will?" And then you hear him rap like a will.
And mind you, a lot of black people don't have wills, so it's important to know what a will is. Like,
and that's what am I doing? Dope about him. That's what's so dope about Jay-Z. Like, he pretty much putting on his fans, like, look, get a will in place. Because I tell you what, like, I know after hearing that song, it make me think, even though I'm 29 years old, like, I should have something in place for my daughter. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because to allude to something that he said earlier in one of the songs, he was talking about how Prince has something in place, but his family pretty much shit all over it. So you want to have something in place that if you leave and if you want your stuff to be handled the right way, you know, this is how it is. And then he put it on wax, so it's no you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it messed up. Like, this is what I want to do. Not to say that this is his will
a testament, like it's legal, but it's saying, yo, this is what his intentions was for.
Exactly.
And even telling her, listen, I want Rock Nation to be given to you, and then make sure you give it to your siblings. Yep. I want this in our family and breaking family curses. Exactly. Like he even spoke on, I think it was his dad's father, like being a preacher and just the activities that he did. Exactly. He had to break the curses of the Carter family curse. And that's important for black people to be able to understand, like, yo, there are family curses that we have to go throughout our lives with. We can choose to stop that shit, or we can hold on to it and just be angry. Word. And Jay-Z decided, yo, listen, this is where it stops. It's not going to Blue Ivy. It's not going to my other two kids. So this is dope. This is, again, man, a lot of motherfucking jewels in this shit, man.
Excellence, baby. We gonna let them see.
Hey, man, this is a solid album, man. If you haven't heard this album, I definitely recommend you listen to it. It's not that long. I think it may be like 35, 40 minutes max. Like, you can listen through a playthrough of this album and be like, whoa, what is
So what's your take on the whole album? Like,
as a whole, I think this is a solid album. It's definitely better than Magna Carta Holy Grail. Definitely better than the album he did with Kanye. I don't know, what was the last album that was... Shit, this to me, as far as just the knowledge, I think this is on par with, like, The Blueprint.
Yeah,
because it's just so much in it that gives you information. It's just like, damn. Because not only is he teaching you, he's still rapping better than everybody else.
Exactly.
Like, to be able to provide knowledge, something like KRS do, who gives you so much information, but still have the ability to wrap circles around everybody else, kind of like Kendrick do now, is rare. So I enjoy this album heavily, and I'm trying to push it on everybody out here. Like, the album just came out, and I'm like, yo, man, you should definitely listen to it, because it's not like saying, yo, this song right here is the shit. This is the banger for the summer. No, nigga, this album is good because it's gonna make you want to provide for your family better. Yeah. Get it a will, or let me just say, I want to get a will for my kids, man. Maybe I want to look into what type of businesses are out there. Maybe I want to learn to invest. Maybe I won't miss out on opportunities for growth. So it's just it's Black History 101 from Sean Corey Carter, and I love that shit. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, like I told you, yo, I have nothing negative to say about the album, and I think this album is groundbreaking in the sense that hip hop is young. You know, hip hop is young.
It's like 40-something years old.
So we never had like a rapper where you see his elevation from the early stages of hip hop,
ground levels,
to now, and he's not trying to conform to what hip hop is now, because it is said that hip hop is a young man's game. And with this album, Jay-Z pretty much let us know, like, no, that's not the case. Like, it can be a grown man's game too.
Exactly.
But let me do it the right way. Like, he talks about stuff that a 50-year-old would talk. It's not like, I feel like his last couple albums, he was talking about stuff like, not really like, you know, trying to appease, not really trying to appease to, you know, younger people or trying to seem cool, but you could tell, like you said, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. Like, we're seeing him doing things like, granted, he's not a person that's very visible, but when we do see him, he's in prestigious, you know, settings. Yeah. And if you're gonna be in prestigious settings, like, your music has to reflect that. You know what I mean? And I feel like this album definitely reflects what's the pretty much mystique of Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he answered a lot of questions that a lot of fans of new and old, you know, wanted to know. And man, I say, like, I'm not one for the hot takes, but, and I told you this too, like, I feel like this is the best album of the year.
I'd have to agree. With it being July, I don't think as many albums that's coming out that's gonna make you want to think more. And that's important with an album. Like, you want to listen to it, not just listen to it and be like, all right, that was cool. Exactly. You want to go back and be like, yo, what did he just say? Rewind that shit. Like, that's what I did multiple times. Like, I was like, yo, what did he just talk? What is he talking about? Like, it's encouraging you to want to listen more. And that's important with the album. Not only is the longevity, but the content. And the content in this album is bar none the best that has come out. Now, mind you, of course, there have been great albums that come out this year. We don't have to name them. But having the opportunity to listen to somebody like Jay-Z, who, again, is a grown man, it makes you want to do better. It makes you want to listen and be like, yo, it's more out here than just listening in the future talk about Molly's and Percocets. Like, that's enjoyable to listen to in the club. But damn, I work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I want to figure out how can I be successful for the people that surrounded me in my circle. And listening to this album, it definitely inspires you. Yeah. It definitely inspires. This is an album full of jewels, man.
Yeah, album full of jewels. One of my homeboys told me, like, listening to this album, it felt like you just got sat down in a room with your big homie and he put you on a whole bunch of game. Like, that's the perfect description of this album.
It really is. Jay-Z the big homie and teaching everybody. Yeah. And you're not going to say he wrong because he right. A nigga worth $890 million. I just looked that shit up. A nigga's worth $890 million. If you got that, if nigga worth $1 million, I'm going to listen. Like, $890 million, he's doing something right. And everything he's talking about, damn near is right. Word. Like, big homie is talking and listen. So, hey, I enjoyed this album heavily. Obviously, my boy Nesto enjoyed it. Y'all let us know down below what y'all think. I know this was very, very long. Yeah. But it's all right. We talking about whole. We talk about something that's important. Yeah. It's hip hop. Y'all see us behind us. Jay-Z on this picture back here too. So it's very important y'all listen to this album, man.
Only thing that I don't like about this album, I know it's surprising. Only thing I don't like about this album, the album trailer featured a song called Agnes. Where's that song, Hov? Where's that song?
It's on the hard copy.
It's a hard
copy. They're coming out with a hard copy. That's the bonus track.
Oh my God! Thank you.
That's what it said. I read something online and I was actually looking at the track information. They said Agnes, which was on the trailer, is coming out on the hard copy.
See, that's why he's that dude. He do his research.
And you guys just because if that's the only problem, that's a good thing. He's like, yo, where that other track at?
That beat, man. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear that song for real.
I think I might have to buy. I don't remember the last time I bought a hard copy album.
Man,
like I ain't even got Tidal. I got this album at 6:30 Friday morning.
I got Sprint, so I got Tidal for free.
Thanks, Sprint. Tidal, you get Tidal for free, Sprint?
Yeah, Sprint.
I got Sprint.
We'll talk off camera.
We got that. They ain't cutting no checks, so we can get into it. But until next time, Showdawee, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Me and my kinfolk Nesto. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.